Before the video starts, I just found out that you could still buy the Dog Adam plush. On the Anaj website, you can buy him. I'm gonna try to spare you guys some time. Danny's World is the worst. Roblox horror in recent years has reached its lowest point yet. Then it got really good with games like Doors and Pressure, though there was still a lot of slop being pushed, and, well, now it's all slop. What I wanted to see today is, 1, are these games actually just walking simulators? 2, did Roblox horror decline in general? And lastly, if these 3 games are even comparable. First game is probably the best of the ones I'm covering today, being Pillar Chase 2. Pillar Chase 2 is actually pretty darn good. There's 2 separate play styles for it. One being pretty fun, but the other not so much. Playing as a survivor is like the crewmates in Among Us is the best I could describe it. There's 2 tasks and you do them while avoiding the guy. That's it. But when you are the guy, you have to kill all the guys. Their attacks and abilities differing with each killer. Did I mention the killers, by the way? Because they are the selling point of the game. Each killer is its own character gameplay-wise, but also from different IPs. Typically just characters from like other horror games, .exe, Slop, or creepypastas. Sonic.exe and Jeff the Killer are in the same game. What the hell?
Just let you know, I'm Jeff the Killer!
The gameplay as the survivor is the reason this game gets such a bad reputation online, it being the walking simulator. But as a killer, it's a lot funner. And let's just say you don't have a pretty high chance of being the killer, because these servers are fucking massive. Before trying it, I thought that it was only popular for using IP characters like but wow, as it would turn out, they actually get permission to use them, unlike most tower defense games these days. The game is honestly pretty good for Roblox and just has a bad reputation because how boring it gets as a survivor. But being a survivor is just, I guess. Hey, at least you have a chance to be the killer, unlike the The most popular of the games on here is also the worst of all of them. Danny's World is the Hello Neighbor of Roblox, where the whole selling point was the AI trying to chase you down, which is the entire gameplay, but they put all their focus into characters and skins, so then the little 4-year-olds, they go, oh, look, pretty, oh, these two were totally fucked.
Fuck you! You fucking dick!
I cannot begin to describe how much I despise this game's existence. I believe that this game is everything wrong with Roblox as a platform. Developer drama, check. Boring gameplay, check. Designed to appeal to children, check. And the worst community ever, check. Gotta be honest, my initial reviewing of the game was pretty bad and focused way too much on the elephant in the room. But I'm just gonna try to get this part over with correctly as fast as possible, so bear with me. Danny's World released with a very basic, poorly done gameplay loop of run away from the really poorly designed Sonic.exe AI and doing the most basic task ever. You could argue it's the same with the other games, but in those, 1 or 2 players get to be the enemies, and it's way funner to do that because, wait, you're playing with other people and not against a pretty shit AI? What is this, Hello Neighbor?
Hello neighbor.
There's no skill required and the gameplay in general is an awful, painful grind. And that alone is the entire game. Ever since October, the elephant left the room, the updates the game received have all just been awful designs, nothing to improve the gameplay, and honestly, all the game has ever been is just a bad gameplay loop with characters designed to appeal to kids. Insert pedophile joke here. It's a nothing burger that looks like a pretty patty with the worst customers at the restaurant to live on Earth. And if you make your own burger at home, the waitress will choke you to death. Developers aside, the game is just straight from the source shit. I don't care if you like the characters, but you just can't ignore how bad of the gameplay it is. So I'm assuming the 200,000 of those players are in the roleplay mode. This is what the make your burger at home joke comes from, by the way.
I slaughtered this adorable pig $15.
Lastly, what is the second most popular of the 3 currently?
Not anymore, jackass!
This was written before I found out what the developer did, so... It's a lot like Pillar Chase 2 and Danny's World in the sense of run away from the killer, but yet again, it had the upper hand over Dandy Flowerland because you get to play as the killer. The coins in the games are pretty easy to get, so you can actually get the killers, which is nice, and emotes that are really funky. The animations for the game are also just like really good. The art style just works as well, playing off the retro Roblox, a theme that I typically dislike. However, this game makes it look like good? Maps are great, killers are great, and overall, the things that go into the game are great. However, the gameplay. Forsaken suffers the same issues as Pillar Chase did with how repetitive it is when you're being the survivor. Also, the balancing is terrible. The killer is always gonna win because, well, your teammates are typically just incompetent because they're like, I want to be the killer, I want to be the killer, I'm not doing anything until I'm the killer. But it's just boring after doing a few machines, and that's it, kinda it. Playing the killer, however, is so much better. I enjoyed playing Forsaken, and I hope I could play it in the future. And no, I would not be playing anymore in the future, because apparently, the owner of the game was exposed as a pedophile days after the script was written! Pedophile is not actually the correct term for Mr. Forsaken. They have, however, done a lot of pretty bad things, which I'm just gonna list here, to try and avoid any confusion. Credit card fraud, doxing, harassment campaigns against kids, lying about someone being a groomer, someone being an abuser, someone supporting a pedophile, someone being a pedophile, extorter, and exploiter. These all fall under slander. Commissioning NSFW as a kid, sending NSFW to other people, likely other kids. Friday Night Funking mod off of Evan and Bench Tales. Knowingly having association with people who have done bad things. So no, the owner of Forsaken is not a pedophile, but they have done some pretty bad illegal things. For some of these, you could pass it off as, oh, they're just an edgy teen making jokes. But the rest of these are, like, illegal. And it really doesn't help that they just admitted everything. So, no, this being 4 years ago does not change the fact that, one, they were in possession of CP, doxed people, and just did a lot of bad stuff. So allegedly, the other members of the staff knew about the soul fella who was, which is totally awesome, not gonna lie. Just when I finished praising the game, the developers are shit. I love this platform. At the end of the day, people hating on these games are only looking at one side of the coin. Hating Danny's Road is alright though, you have every reason to hate it. Despite what everyone says, I see a resurrection of horror games on Roblox coming. Well, that's if we get lucky and people are inspired by games like Pillar Chase and not Danny's Road, cause that way we just go back to fucking Rainbow Friends. Well, Pillar Chase 2 and Forsaken can be described as walking simulators, but that's only when you're the survivor in those games, so I guess you just gotta get lucky. Danny's Road, on the other hand, is just 100% pure walking simulator. I pray that the popularity of Forsaken and Pillar Chase 2 just leaves a better taste in people's mouth and inspires them to make more games like them. Although, maybe not be a pedophile. So yeah, that's kinda it. And in conclusion, has Roblox gone woke? Find out next week.
What time is it? Time to kick it!
Hit me!